Okay, so welcome to the first video using my voice. Um, Basically, my content will be more directed to free-to-play players. You will not be seeing me getting every unit in the game. You will be seeing me looking at every unit in the game from a technical point of view. However, I will not be summoning on every unit. I'm a free-to-play player myself, and I like to get units that will benefit my account, will make my account stronger. With that being said, I will also get units that from characters that I like, for example, like Kaido. So I will not be advising you to summon for meta and go for meta every time. If you like a character, a specific character that you are a big fan of, go for it. And this is what I will say about Law today. If you're a huge fan of Law, summon. Summon for Law, 100%. Is he a good unit? 100%. Is he a meta unit? Of course he is. He's like top 3 units in the game. Is he worth 3.1k if you're not a Law fan? No. Sadly, you will not be seeing gameplay. Like I said, I didn't get Law. I spent 150 for fun, but I didn't get him, so I will not be summoning more because I will be saving for a better character for my reds. What I do as a free to play is that I will save my reds to get a better unit. I would like to get my reds worth basically. So on my account, on my actual account, I will do a showcase soon, but my account basically has around 12 EX units, and all the EX units that I get are mostly the best EX in the NA. I just wait, see what the unit does, see how it impacts the meta, see how future-proof a unit is, and based on that, I will summon. Now, I'm not every time correct. You will see me make mistakes, which is okay. This is how it is. It's a gacha game. You might think that a unit that you summon for is going to be meta forever or like future proof. However, it's not. And yeah, that's okay. So let's get into it real quick. So if you want to get Law, it will cost you 3.1k. That is 3,150 for Law. And do I think that Law is 3,150 reds worthy? No, absolutely not. He is a good unit, he is a great unit, he's not the number one unit in the game. Unlike most EX units who are that expensive, when they come out, they change the meta, they change the gameplay. LoL doesn't do that. He is basically Sabo V2. He is EX Sabo V2. I would even say worst in that regard. At least Sabo, when he came, he was like the best unit in the game. He was the best runner. He capped, he protected himself, he had mad heals, he did a lot of damage, his normals were broken, he nullified the 1 HP trait with his flame if you didn't nullify it. He was doing absolutely insane in the meta. Law, however, on the other hand, does not do that. When using Law, expect to get like almost 0 kills. You're not an attacker. You're not an attacker disguised as a runner. Okay, so you don't expect Law to do a lot of damage. Don't expect Law to get you a lot of kills. If you want kills, don't summon on Law. I know a lot of people like to get kills with units and they chase for kills. Law is not that. Law is a pure runner. What I mean by pure runner is that Law is best when you get captures with him. If you want to get kills, do not summon for Law. He will not be getting you kills in the current meta. You're not killing Saturn, you're not killing Luffy, you're not getting Chopper, you're not killing anyone in the meta. I think aside from Kizaru, which is at this point is a punching bag for more, how can I say it, recently released, you know what I mean? Something like Chopper, something like Saturn, something like Luffy, any of that. Like Kizaru is already a punching bag for all these units. Law is not adding much. Now, I want to say that Law is flawed. He's not, to my eyes, he's not the best EX that has come in years. We're not gonna look into his traits that much because I am pretty sure at the moment, like every YouTuber on Earth has already discussed his traits. I'm just gonna look into some traits that I want to show you and some traits that I would like to talk about. So first of all, the fact that his skills, they don't have ignore damage reduction in a meta with insane damage reduction units, that was surprising to me. He disregards defense, which is I don't get. Something also that I don't get is that he doesn't ignore Saturn's lives, which is a bit weird to me, given that he is the EX runner who is here to capture flags from Saturn. They went with another approach, which is not kill Saturn, but just ignore him and capture type of counter unit. They've been going with this passive counter for a while, so that was surprising to me to see that. Next up is basically the traits. So as we can see here, the traits, like you can see it, you can read it, you can pause and read it. I'm not gonna read all of it, I'm just gonna talk about like some traits that I would like to read about. They gave him a lot of healing, which is great. It's something that I expected them to do to counter Kizaru's Rain and all the other units that do massive damage. This defense increase is not gonna do much. Most units in the meta will ignore that and deal a lot of damage, especially the counters, which I'll get into later. And then we have like the power gauge trait. You already know that, it's the main gimmick. I think the next trait that I will be talking about is the 1 HP trait. This trait, and in combination with another trait, this will give Law full-on immortality. If he's not anti-healed though, like if he doesn't get inflicted with anti-heal, Law will be an immortal against a certain type of characters, and that is basically the Navy characters. So when you're attacked by a Navy, the game does something, I think I would like to say that as Snake introduced, which is traits that work before damage calculation. So when attacked by a Navy character, you will gain 5% HP before the damage calculation, which will in turn allow the 1 HP trait to show up. And I can show you that with a clip from my friend over here. So as you can see here, like this is Garp, he has the Navy tag. Here we have Law, who's very low in HP. You would think that Garp will be able to kill him. However, like I'm saying, he will not be able to kill him. Let's play the clip.
面倒だな。面倒だな。
Navy units can't do anything to him. They just can't. It's impossible for them to kill him unless they inflict recovery block, which is anti-heal. I think that's not the best way to survive the meta. They once again went with the passive route when countering Kizaru, which is basically remove the enemy attack and recover HP. I'm not a big fan of this because, like I will say right now, like TLDR, Law sucks major ass when you inflict him with anti-heal. The moment he's anti-healed, it's over. It's over. Any unit coming around will kill you. The fact that you cannot heal with Law is like, it's cooked. You are cooked. It's over. You are 100% cooked. I think that's it. Not a lot of other traits here are like that big. They're okay, I guess. Not a single trait here that like surprises me or like broken. He's not EX Luffy. He's not EX Kizaru on release. Like they were more broken than him. Like I'm saying, basically, Law is a very unit to me as a free-to-play. I'm not going to get him, not going to miss him. Is he fun? Maybe, I guess he is. Is he broken? No. Don't let anyone trick you. Don't let anyone from the super whales on the internet fool you and tell you that he is broken. He is not. And we can get to the counters right now. Like, for example, the first counter we have with us is I get Frankie. You get Frankie's skills have already ignore damage reduction. and he collects attack, and he deals a lot of damage. And since he's not a navy unit, you will not be Law will not be healing, and he will take all the damage. And with the hold skill, you can just hold it. They will get baited into countering, and once the counter is done, you can just deal to them a lot of damage. So Frankie is a really good unit. Another good unit to counter said Law is Ege Chopper. Ege Chopper is like insane at this point. You might think Ege Chopper is like the MVP of 2025. I think he's even better than Kubo. I'm pretty sure, man. Like he is insane. He does a lot of damage. He survives a lot. He heals like a madman. It's insane. The fact that he does all of that, and he also can switch to a defender and fill the flags. Best unit in the game easily. Not Bounty Festival, of course. The next unit that counters Law should be Luffy. Luffy deals a lot of damage. Once again, he's not a navy, so he will not be healing him. Next up is, surprisingly, Bol Sanji. Bol Sanji has a trait where he will ignore the 1 HP trait, so when using a skill, so you can just throw Zoro at him, and pretty sure he might be dead. He will be dead. And surprisingly enough, if you guys don't know, I'm pretty sure, Bol Sanji's skill, the skill 2 one, when he uses the Zoro skill, after that it switches, and that skill ignores damage reduction. It ignores defense. So you will deal a lot of damage to Law, and you will completely neg him. Another counter to Law is Sabo. Sabo is a good counter to Law. Now you might think because of the color advantage, and since Law is not of the color, since Sabo is green and Law is red, Law wouldn't win. Sadly, Law will win. Law has increased damage in his normals by 50%, and he also has ignore defense on his Invis skill, which will do a lot of damage, and the flame that will be inflicted on Law, because he doesn't nullify that shit, the flame will kill him. It will ignore 1 HP trait. It will ignore that, and you will counter him easy. And I think the final counter here is Kuzan. Now you might think to yourself, what? Kuzan? A counter? Hell no. But believe me, Kuzan here is one of the best defenders that the game has ever had. He is pretty much one of the best units in the game. Forever, ever. I don't think he might die, like in Ever as well. They did give Law a trait to counter his shield. However, even without the shield, Law cannot do much against Kuzan. Law is not going to do a lot of damage, especially when he has one skill only that ignores defense, and it can't one-shot because he doesn't get any sort of attack buff or any of that, so it will not one-shot. So with that, keeping that in mind, you don't even need the shield. You can just like stay away, perfect dodge him. You can keep knocking him back off the flag, because if you don't know, Law has 0 capture protection. It's the same as Sabo, because he got the counter. As you can see here, he doesn't have any traits that can protect him when capping the flag, because they think, oh, like, why give a unit cap protection with a counter as well? So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's about that. I would say don't summon for Law. I wouldn't advise with summoning for Law. I would say wait. Most likely the next EX will be Winter Island Blackbeard, or the 4 Emperors Blackbeard. This will be the official name for the next Blackbeard. It will be one of the titles for him. It will be either Winter Law Blackbeard or the 4 Emperors Blackbeard. I am more with the 4 Emperors Blackbeard, since they will follow Luffy and all of that, just like the same that they did with Great Pirate Roger, Great Pirate Whitebeard, and Legendary Hero Garp. So yeah, like I'm saying, so I wouldn't advise summoning for Law, especially with Blackbeard coming to counter all the Devil Fruit users in the meta, because we already know that Blackbeard, he is the Devil Fruit counter. So Like I said, please do not summon for law unless you are a big, big, big fan. Just wait. If you want to get your reds worth, do not summon for law. Wait. The next EX will be more broken. One thing that a lot of people didn't see with law, and I can tell that a lot of people didn't notice, is that law is the first EX in the game to get character traits 1 and character traits 2. A lot of units have gotten extra traits, but most of these units have had either two types, so they switch from runner to attacker, or they had two forms, where they, like Luffy for example, where they switch between normal form and big form. However, we never seen an EX, normal EX, that didn't have any switches or any transformations, get character traits 1 and character traits 2. Back in time when we expected the game to release 7-star units, we were expecting that this will be the upgrade, giving two 6-star units, being character traits 2 and an extra skill. However, it doesn't seem that we are going to get any 7-star units anytime soon, so I will believe that we can see it right now. We are getting now EX units with more traits, with extra traits, basically, without the need for transformations. Because I think they figured out that it's not fair to make units that have extra traits just because they transform or between characters. Something like Claw, something like Kubo, something like Yace. Any of these units have transformations and they switch, all that stuff, so they will be getting extra traits. It's not fair for characters that don't have any of that to not get extra traits, so we got the introduction of character traits too. My predictions for Blackbeard, I will assume that Blackbeard will be a defender or an attacker. We already got a runner. I will bet more on Blackbeard being an attacker. We expect the next EX to be Blackbeard, and I'm expecting that he will be a dark attacker. Dark slash light, by the way. I'm expecting 100% that Blackbeard will be the first dark slash light unit. It will be the best unit in the game. The fact that he will have the basically all the colors in the game in two colors only, because light counters all the three colors, red, blue, and green, and black will counter white. Dark element will counter light element. So you can already know that we will be getting broken Blackbeard next. So I would say save your reds. The game is giving you, I think, around 490 reds. Thank you so much for watching. If you watch until here, an old man rambling, I was talking, I think, for at least 20 minutes. If you watched all of that, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Your subscription will help me make you better content, make this more often. I will upload daily once we get more stability in the channel, once we have more subscribers. I will be uploading daily content, talking about the meta, doing a lot of stuff. Thank you so much. Stay safe. Goodbye.